Don't wish what you're thinking.
You don't know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, I can tell it ain't good.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 underappreciated childhood movies.
You did come for the Black Cauldron, didn't you? Good. Then climbing? It will only cost you your life.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best family-friendly movies that are at least a decade old, but never got the respect they deserved. However, we're excluding films that were overlooked at the time of release but have since become classics. So flicks like The Iron Giant aren't being considered.
You stay. I go.
Do you have a favorite childhood movie that you feel is underrated? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Meet the Robinsons.
What is this? Where are we going?
To the future!
A neglected entry in the Disney animated canon, Meet the Robinsons tells the story of a young orphan who goes on an adventure through time. His companion is a boy who's later revealed to be his own son.
I never thought my dad would be my best friend.
It was the first entirely CG Disney film to feature human characters, Pixar excluded. The studio's previous venture into this style of animation was the animal-focused Chicken Little. In spite of being in relatively new territory, the designs shine in the film's cartoony retro style, and its message to keep moving forward is incredibly inspirational.
Like my husband always says.
The humor of the film has held up well over the years as well, so it deserves way more love than it gets.
What's going on? Why aren't you seizing the boy?
Number 9. James and the Giant Peach.
Trim the sails!
There are no sails.
Stoke the engines!
There are no engines.
I can't work with this miserable crew.
Roald Dahl's children's stories have spawned a number of successful films, many of which are quite popular. But a lesser-known yet noteworthy adaptation of his work is 1996's James and the Giant Peach.
Now we're lost.
We are not lost.
Then where are we?
Somewhere north. Or possibly very, very far south.
What's your latitude? What's your longitude?
Hey! That's personal, bub.
The fantasy film follows the titular orphan who comes across a community of anthropomorphic creatures in a giant peach. It has an incredibly unique style with memorable stop-motion animation, instantly recognizable character designs, and evocative colors. Even Roald Dahl's widow Lissy reportedly approved of the final product, claiming that her late husband would have been delighted to see it. That's pretty high praise and proves just how wrong everyone has been to sweep this amazing movie under the rug.
We're family. We're family.
All of us.
And you.
Number 8. George of the Jungle.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
2 years before Disney released their animated adaptation of Tarzan, they gave us George of the Jungle, which parodied that very story. The 1997 movie notably deals with the comedy involved in taking a man who's never lived outside of the jungle into the big city. And it's a good time from start to finish.
Survival of the fittest. Dog eat dog.
Dog eat dog. Dog eat dog here?
No, that's not what I mean.
George never brings Shep here.
Yet it's often regarded as simply being average. Maybe the people who think that have forgotten how good Brendan Fraser was in the lead role.
George's not even trying hard.
Jim Henson's Creature Shop also contributed some effects, making it a sort of honorary Muppet movie. It's about time this story gets the second life it deserves with modern audiences.
That close one. Huh?
Ah, watch out for that tree!
Oops.
Number 7. The Black Cauldron.
Legend has it, in the mystic land of Bredain, there was once a king so cruel and so evil that even the gods feared him.
Given everything that went into getting this 1985 film made, it's woefully underappreciated. After all, condensing a book series into a film that clocks in at around 80 minutes is no easy feat. And to make matters worse, many sequences were left on the cutting room floor. But The Black Cauldron is still a breath of fresh air.
Arise, my
Indeed, the fight against the Horned King remains one of the studio's darker and most mature stories. The voice cast is similarly impressive, boasting John Hurt as the primary villain and John Huston as the narrator. Plus, the hauntingly beautiful animated sequences rival ones from Disney's most popular movies. Yet, they never get the same hype.
Googie not let his friend die. Taran has many friends. Googie has no friends.
Number 6. Treasure Planet. What if Treasure Island took place in space, with a lovable mix of characters? This is the question answered by Disney's Treasure Planet, an animated film which updates the classic pirate story. But if box office numbers are to be believed, nobody really wanted to know the answer. Yet the film's unique character designs and steampunk aesthetics are worth celebrating.
Look, I'm kind of in a hurry, okay? I gotta find a place to hide, and there's pirates chasing.
Pirates! Don't get me started on pirates! I don't like them!
The star-studded voice cast doesn't hurt either, with big names like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Emma Thompson, and Martin Short featured in prominent roles.
I'm Captain Amelia, late of a few run-ins with the Protean Armada. Nasty business, but I won't bore you with my scars. You've met my first officer, Mr. Arrow. Sterling, tough, dependable, honest, brave and true.
Please, Captain.
Oh, shut up, Arrow. You know I don't mean a word of it.
It's a shame the movie failed to make waves, because a planned sequel was reportedly scrapped as a result. We wish we could have seen more of this world.
You got the makings of greatness in you, but you gotta take the helm and chart your own course. Stick to it, no matter the squalls.
Number 5. A Little Princess.
You can be anything you want to be, my love, as long as you believe.
What do you believe?
I believe that you are, and always will be, my little princess.
Taking place during the First World War, A Little Princess tells a decidedly dark story. It's centered on the young Sarah Crew, who's mistreated and forced to work when her father is mistakenly pronounced dead. Throughout the story, she asserts that every girl is a princess, a belief that seemingly gives the film its title.
I am a princess. All girls are. Even if they live in tiny old attics, even if they dress in rags, even if they aren't pretty or smart or young.
There's always been a disconnect between the movie's quality and the attention it receives from the public. This was true upon its release, when subpar box office numbers clashed with 2 Oscar nominations. And unfortunately, A Little Princess has also largely been forgotten more recently, though we'd say it should be required viewing for years to come.
Always thought of us as sisters. You have? Let's make a promise right now to always look out for each other. It's a promise.
Number 4. Monster House. You may not be familiar with this film, but trust us when we say it'll be the perfect addition to your future Halloween movie binge.
Happy Halloween, doofus!
Monster House is a horror movie for kids, or easily spooked adults. If you're thinking the animation style looks familiar, it's probably because you recognize the distinct motion capture technology seen in the Polar Express. The 2006 movie puts an original spin on the haunted house story, featuring an abode that's literally alive. Monster House has waned in popularity, especially compared to films like Coraline and Paranorman. But it still works as a great spooky horror movie that's fun for the whole family.
If those are the teeth, and that's the tongue, then that must be the uvula.
Oh, so it's a girl house.
Number 3. Atlantis, The Lost Empire.
We are explorers from the surface world. We come in peace.
Welcome to the city of Atlantis.
When you talk to most people about Disney, they tend to think of Renaissance films such as The Little Mermaid, or maybe they're fans of more recent hits like Encanto. Rarely do people stop and consider the works that fall somewhere in between, and Atlantis, The Lost Empire is consistently overlooked.
You are a scholar, are you not? Judging from your diminished physique and large forehead, you are suited for nothing else.
Atlantis isn't without its issues. For instance, the white protagonist teaches a native Atlantean to read her own language. Still, there's no denying that it's one of Disney's most beautifully rendered films to date. The level of digital production used was groundbreaking for the studio. The cast is also supremely talented, and the adventure-filled story is sure to fill anyone with wanderlust.
What is wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. I just got something in my eye.
Number 2, Anastasia. Have you heard? There's an animated film centered on a rumor in St. Petersburg. Directed by Don Bluth, Anastasia is a fictional story based on an urban legend surrounding the real-life Grand Duchess Anastasia of Russia. In it, Anya, who has lost her memory, is scammed by two men who realize she looks like the lost Grand Duchess. Naturally, that's because she is her.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to think of yourself as a duchess when you're sleeping on a damp floor. But sure. Yeah, I guess every lonely girl would hope she's a princess.
And somewhere, one little girl is.
The catchy songs, compelling characters, and amazing animation are something to behold. And that's saying nothing of the plot, which tugs at every heartstring we have.
How the world can seem so vast on a journey to the past.
The film has never been as popular as Disney releases of the same era, but it more than holds its own.
It's a perfect ending.
No, it's a perfect beginning.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Flushed Away. Posh Mouse Roddy gets sent into an unforgettable adventure.
Poor Roddy flushed out his own party. Rita, can't you find it in your heart?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Who knew a missing bike could be so thrilling?
My bike and me. Exhibit B. Another photograph.
What's missing from this picture? It's just me, without my bike!
Surf's Up. Cody the Penguin hopes to become a professional surfer.
Any other skills besides surfing?
Like what? Like singing and dancing?
Yeah.
No, not me, man. I just surf.
Ella Enchanted. Ella quickly learns what you're told to do isn't always what's right.
Freeze!
Put your hands together.
The Secret of Nim. Single mouse mother Mrs. Brisby goes to great lengths to protect her family.
You're in great danger. Nim is coming.
Come, let's return to the rose bush.
Nim is coming.
Nim?
In the morning.
Nim?
Yes. You will all die unless you leave the farm tonight.
Lies.
Please, you must believe me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Prince of Egypt.
Ramesses, let my people go!
Before Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon, DreamWorks made The Prince of Egypt, an oft-overlooked animated musical take on the Book of Exodus. The film portrays the story of Moses, who eventually frees the Jewish people from slavery. It's surprisingly mature for a children's film, yet easily engaging even for viewers unfamiliar with various religious teachings. The visuals are also striking, and the soundtrack, which was composed by Hans Zimmer with songs by Stephen Schwartz, is nothing short of moving. Maybe the world just wasn't ready for this masterpiece in 1998. But if any film deserves to be elevated to cult classic status now, it's this one.
With one word, Pharaoh can take away your very lives. But there is one thing he cannot take away from you. Your faith.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.